Okay, so taking a look at 10.5 day 3. So here's what we have. Theorem 10.11. The measure of an angle formed by two lines that intersect outside a circle is half the difference of the measures of the intercepted arcs. So here's one thing that needs to be noted. All angles have an outside vertex. So we have three different cases. If case one, where we have two secant lines, okay, we would take the angle measure for this outside angle. It's going to be the large arc minus the small arc divided by 2, okay? Case two is if we have a secant line with a tangent line. In order to find this angle, we're going to take the large arc minus the small arc divided by 2 again. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, you're interrupting it though. And then case number 3. If you take a look here, these are two tangent lines, tangent, tangent. So you're going to take again the large arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So these are all the same. It just has different types of lines or segments, okay? And then this is just another note. Also, tangent angles are supplementary to the minor arc. So if you're given this small arc right here, you can take 180 minus a small arc to get this outside. So this is the stuff you want to write down. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Anybody in here taking the AccuPlacer test? I'm just curious. No, it's actually it's a placement test for you to take, like dual credit. That's all. I wouldn't call it a genius test. No, it's just like this is a huge list, and I'm not gonna be able to identify all my students in it. If you are taking it and you just don't want to fess up, that's totally fine. Just check your school email. There's some information, or go outside student services to find your testing time and location. Now that that's said, anybody still writing this down? Okay. Let's move on to the example. Okay, so if we take a look here, we have two secant lines. Okay, so this is telling me that, so this is a secant case. In order to find x, I'm going to state that the larger angle, 101 minus 39, and it's all divided by 2. In the end here, I should have a total of 70 degrees. Now I want you to take a look at, the one below. It has two secant lines. Oh, actually, we'll do that together. Never mind. Anybody still writing this down? I am going to have to clear the screen. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, not again. Okay, so if we take a look at this next one, let me get a different color so it doesn't totally go nuts. All right, so they're not giving you the small arc, but we know that we have a total of 360 degrees here, so we need to find that small arc. So we are going to take 360 minus 100, minus 72, minus 140. And that's going to give us a total of 48 degrees when we put that in our calculator. So this arc is 48. Now we can find x. Again, ignore this part. I don't know why it's still there. But in this case, x is going to equal 79 minus 48 divided by 2. So x will be equal to 12 degrees. Questions on that? Okay, case 2, we have a tangent, or tangent secant, sorry. So in this case, if we're going to find the measure of angle F, we're going to state that the measure of angle F equals the large arc 204 minus the small arc 84 divided by 2. Using your calculator, someone tell me, what does the measure of angle F equal? $60 degrees. Very nice. All right. Let's any questions on that before we move on? Anybody still writing? I am going to clear the screen. I don't know why that one will disappear. All right, so here is our next one. Now in this case, again, they give us a small arc. We need to find the large arc. So we are going to take 360 minus 94 minus 100. That gives us how many degrees for that larger arc? Someone tell me. Anybody? What we get? Winnie? What'd you get? That's close. I got 165. Anybody else get 165? Oh, that's my fault. No, you're right. It is this is supposed to be 101. My apologies. I wrote down 100, not 101. But it is one. Yeah, good job. It should be 165. Because I forgot that little degree. That'll do it. Okay, so now that I have this, I am going to find the measure of angle C equals, in this case, 165 minus 101 divided by 2, which gives us about what? Or not about, but how many degrees? What we got? 32 degrees. Very good. Questions on this? Everybody still writing? Because I am going to clear the screen. Okay. Let's take a look at this right here. All right, so tangent. So we have this large arc, but we don't have the small arc. So our first step is to take 360 minus 250, and that's going to give us this. So someone tell me, what is that? 360 minus, oh my gosh, why didn't they write 250? What's 360 minus 250? 110. So this is 110 degrees. Now we have two options available to us. For the measure of angle L, we can do 180 minus 110, which gives us 70 degrees, because we know this small arc and this are supplementary. Or for the measure of angle L, you can do 250 minus 110 divided by 2. In the end, you should still get 70 degrees. All right, everybody still writing this down? Okay, just clear the screen. Head back. All right, so if we look right here, if we want to, we can find this large arc, but it's really not necessary. Okay, so in order to find the measure of angle L here, we would just take 180 minus 105, which gives us, in this case, 75 degrees. Now, if you like just the fact that you can do one equation all the way through, there's nothing wrong with that. You're still going to find this arc right here, okay? And 360 minus 105 gives us 255. So, or you can do the measure of angle L equals 255 minus 105 divided by 2. In the end, that also gives you 75 degrees. Questions on that? Okay, let's move on to the next ones. Let me give you this. Okay, so here's something you're going to write down. What if you're given the angle and missing an arc? Okay, so you're going to use your same rule, set up the equation, and work backwards to solve for the arc. So why don't you write that down? All right, but he's still writing. Okay. Let's move on to the next page. All right, so here we have secant, secant. So if we're given the angle and they want us to find this missing arc, again, we could just work backwards. So we're going to say that 44 equals, well, this is arc BQ minus 67. Oh gosh, sorry. Divided by 2. So again, how many of us love fractions? Yeah, no, not really, right? So let's multiply both sides by 2 and get rid of that. So this will be 88 equals arc BQ minus 67 And then we're just going to add the 67 to both sides. This leaves me with the measure of BQ is equal to 155 degrees. All right, what questions do we have on that? All right, let's try this one on our own for a moment. Try to find this small arc right there. Go ahead. Show of hands, who's still working on this one? All right, who has the answer for me? Let's see. She's not here. Iana, what'd you get? You got what? For that small arc?
It was supposed to be negative.
No, it wasn't supposed to be negative. Oh, you mean like subtracting from each side? Yeah. So let's set this up. So this is going to be 45 equals 146 minus that question mark. Okay? Divided by 2. So this was that was the larger arc. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, which gives me 90 equals 146, again, minus the question mark. We're going to subtract 146 from each side. This leaves us with negative 56 equals that negative question mark, and then we'll divide by negative 1. So you should have gotten that the question mark, or in this case, the measure of arc DB is equal to 56 degrees. Questions on that? All right. I'm going to clear this screen again. All right, let's take a look at example 3. So again, let's work backwards here for the tangent secant. So it's going to be 64 equals. Now the large arc is 203, and we're subtracting that from the measure of DF, all divided by 2. So again, I know how much we love fractions, so let's get rid of it. Multiply both sides by 2. This is going to be 128 equals 203 minus DF. I'm going to subtract 203 from each side. This leaves me with negative 75 and negative DF. So in this case, divide by negative 1, DF is 75 degrees. Now try the next one on your own, but if you look here, you have the small arc, not the large arc. Okay, so DA is 55 is being subtracted from DA. Give it a shot. Show of hands who's still working on this one. All right, who's got it this time? Let's see. Samira, what'd you get? You got 155? That looks about right. Let's go over it real quick. All right, so in this case, again, we're finding DA. So this is going to be 50 equals arc DA minus 55, all divided by 2. This leaves me with 100 equals DA minus 55. Add 55 to both sides. The measure of arc DA is equal to 155. Questions on that? Okay, I'm going to, anybody still writing it down? I'm going to erase. Okay. And the last example, tangent. I'm going to go purple. All right, so again, we have this. We know that they're supplementary. This one's very easy if you know that if you remember they're supplementary. So this will just be 180 minus 70, which gives us 110. Okay? This one is going to be 180 Minus 65. I know it's a you try it, but I'm just going to go over it with you to kind of reiterate that skill. Okay? Minus 65, that leaves you with 115. And that's it for those. Otherwise, you do what we did every up above. Okay? That formula is still the same throughout. This is just a little easier. Who wants to multiply by 2 every time, right? But this only works for tangent. It doesn't work for anything else. Any questions? Comments? Concerns? No? All right. You guys can have at it. Homework's on Delta. Those who are watching at home, have a great day.